Hi guys, welcome to India.com. My name is Simran Keswani, and today with us I have a multi-talented individual with me. She's a choreographer, she's a dancer, and she's also an actress. So please welcome Lauren. Lauren, thank you so
Uh,
much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I was just saying before we started, you were so pretty and like your
Thank
whole
you.
aesthetic of where you are. I'm like, I'm in
Thank you
no
so
place
much.
right now, but you look great.
Really means a lot coming from you. So Lauren, firstly, tell me, you're doing India tour. So tell me a little bit about that. How's the experience going on?
Yeah, it's been something I've always wanted to do. I just didn't know how to organize something so grand. And I got with the best partners who have been kind of doing this a lot lately and are very open to what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. And I'm like, my goals are very simple. I want to meet as many fans and dance fans as possible. What's a great space and a great like experience that we could give everybody.
Yeah.
And so I chose to teach on a couple of my ABCD songs and like really take it as a nice throwback. And
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be touching because those songs like everyone just grew up with, but I
Right.
didn't really realize like how special of a moment it would be for like, especially after the class, it'd be like a huge long line around. And I would come
Right.
up and take a photo with somebody, and then they would turn to me and be like, Lauren, like when I was 10 years old, like I first fell in love with dance, like watching you
Yeah.
in this song and I would just sit there and they would just tell me all these stories and I'm like, "Oh, this is so beautiful. People just want to be seen and they want to be heard." And now like she or he gets to leave like just being like, "Oh, I got to tell her everything that I wanted
Right.
to." And then I started looking around. I'm like, "That line is really long and everyone's like, this is going to take forever." But then I'm like,
Yeah.
somewhere I feel like they're gonna know that when they come up, they'll get to say anything and everything that they want to.
Yeah.
So when we planned to be there for like 2 hours, we were there for like three and a half because we did so many extra things. But it was so great to meet
Right.
the fans and
How was the
um,
experience? Was it overwhelming?
yeah, it very, very much was. And the whole tour aspect of it too was very new on my body. Like I'm so used to doing shoots where like, you do the one day or you can kind of plan how it is with your body. These reality shows, I've done a lot of song shoots and stuff. Like you really go hard for a day and then kind of afterwards you like recover. But with this tour, I was traveling like every day or every other day. So there's the added
Right.
aspect of the traveling with it and stuff. So it was overwhelming in my body just as that. And then to
Yeah.
get in these rooms and just I could tell like I know from me when I've like looked up to like my idols and I've met some of them, I'm like, are you real? Like you're actually
Yeah.
here. So I got to feel like that experience for the first little bit. So I tried to tell jokes and just be silly and fun to like disarm everyone and be like, no, we're here to like really dance and have a good time, like not just take a photo and like we're here to
Right.
try. So it was great.
Right. That's really sweet. So, Lauren, we all know about your career trajectory. You've done ABCD, you were in Chalak Dikla Ja, you were in so many shows. So, if I had to ask you what has been your favorite experience so far, what would you say?
Uh, wow. Okay, usually the first thing that comes to my head, I think, is the most honest or authentic to like where I'm at right now. I think I've had this thought for quite some time, though, that Chalak was something that I felt like I got to fully, what's the word? Fully satisfy like my artistic
Hmm.
sense and stuff where like every single week we did a new routine. Puneet was so brilliant with like all the different concepts and the songs and the costumes and things that I felt like artistically were like kind of pushing boundaries and stuff, and we got to
Yeah.
do it like week after week after week. And so I remember clearly afterwards being like, if I couldn't dance another day, like I'd be satisfied, like I'd be okay and good, like I
Yeah.
did it and stuff. So I think I'd go back to that
Jhalak.
moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. We also really like you in Jhalak. Uh,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so Lauren, you've also spoken very openly about battling with depression. And
Mhm.
you have also spoken that, you took a halt and you went to New York to pursue acting. And I think it takes a lot of courage to be doing that, especially when you're at the peak of your career. So,
Right.
so tell me a little bit about that time. What happened then? And, how did you combat depression?
Yeah, I think just taking myself out of a situation and nothing's black or white. There's so many different layers to like us as human beings and stuff. So everything that you just said was absolutely true. But there's also added layers that like my nephews were growing and I didn't know them, like I wasn't there.
Mm,
My parents were getting older and I would see photos or videos and I'm like, I don't fully recognize you're getting older and I'm gonna miss like these moments. So I think for a few years there I was like, even though I was like at my peak and I'm like there's so many other things that I want to do as a human and explore. I was looking for a partner. There's tons of different things and stuff. So I think just moving and just staying really true and honest to where I was at each moment. Like after New York, I went back to LA during COVID times. Again, that familiarity, like I live there and I know my way around and my friends and everything. And then I just took some time off and took some time to myself, as I think the whole world did with COVID,
COVID, yeah.
and just really like tried to unwire and rewire my brain and understand that I think at that time, all the accolades, all the jobs, all the things that were coming my way and stuff. Like, I think in my head, I thought that would bring happiness. And then I was like, oh no, it's just from within. So I had to go and just be with myself and like find that happiness and then be able to like spread it out again and stuff. So I just allowed myself time with that process. Like I didn't have too
Mm,
much stress about like, oh god, like people, I'm not going to work or people aren't going to know me or that whole like aspect to it. I was like, no, 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 when I'm ready to come back, like it'll be a new different version of me. And I also think that that's really cool to see with artists and stuff too. um
absolutely.
yeah.
So how are things for you now?
Things are great. I jump between Arizona, my hometown, LA, where I lived for many years, London, where I'm currently living. So it was a nice, like, in between place. Because when I went back to India for the tour, I realized having done my US tour and going to Arizona, LA, and then back to London, I'm like, all these places, like, feel like home for little aspects, but so much has changed since I've left that like a lot of it doesn't feel like home. And then I landed in India and I was like, oh wow, I'm home. Like
Yeah.
this is like where my whole 20s, like my whole phone book is everyone from India and all my friends and colleagues and work buddies and stuff. So I'm definitely doing like the rounds between three places, and I think that feels very familiar with me of just like being on the go again. So like tomorrow I fly back to India for a project, and then I come right back here for something. So I'm kind of just everywhere again.
That's amazing. You've
Yeah.
also worked with Tom Cruise, you've worked with Prabhu Deva. Tell us some anecdotes about that.
Tom Cruise was amazing. There was just a really funny moment where I went in to train him and I thought it was going to be just me and him in a studio. And it was
Mm,
actually like the clients and the TV show that we were going to have him perform at, like everyone was there and someone else that we were like pitching to be a part of it. And it all kind of fell on me to do that pitching. And I think I was like 20, maybe 21 years old. So I just remember
yeah.
being like, what is happening? Like, what am I doing right now? And then after the meeting, we all kind of got into like a huddle and was like, okay, if this isn't going to work out, which way should we go? And I just remember just thinking and trying to think about his character and, not to give away too much, but I thought of somebody that I thought would be perfect with it. And he was like, get on it, get on it, get on it. And I was like, sweating bullets. And I'm like, what is Tom Cruise doing right now? Like, really, like, listening and trusting me as a 21-year-old. But I did know my stuff. So I think it was
Yeah.
fine.
And you
Um,
used it.
yeah. Yeah, it was good. There's been plenty of things with people because it's so fun. You like see them on screen and then how they are in person is just a
Yeah.
whole other character.
Right, right. So, Lauren, you've also made a mark as an actress, right? So, tell me, were there any struggles, especially when you were performing in Bollywood? Like, was there any language barrier or anything?
Yeah, there's a quite a bit of a language barrier for me. It's something that I haven't like 100% fully been able to tackle, mostly because we all speak in English in Mumbai and stuff. So,
Right.
um, but it just is a bit harder for me. Like I have to go through more of a process to like break down a script and work on the diction and all those things that a lot of us have to do and stuff, and it takes me extra long. I don't know what it is. Like I'm a visual learner, so I think when it's going into the audible likeness of it all, for lack of a better word, it just takes me a lot longer. So I think those are my biggest hurdles, is that like with so much that we're doing and trying to keep up with shoots and with practice and rehearsals and scene study and all of that, like now I have to add in so many other layers. But I love it because I think that dancerness is that like you grind, you really like work hard. So I think it kind of brings that into it.
Right, right. So, you've been in this industry for such a long period of time. So, can we say that struggles for you are over and work comes very easily for you?
Yeah, I think work comes easier for me now because I'm a bit more like particular on what I want to do. And so when a project comes to me, like this one that I just choreographed and starred in, it came to me from the Believe team, and they played the song "Who Rules the World" for me, and they were like, "This has your name all over it." And I listened to it, and I was like, "It really does." And then my brain starts going, well, what can I do to help elevate or to help make this like as good as possible? Like I've got just so many years of different industries, of different projects I've done, that it just kind of is like a tool belt, that I kind of just go, okay, I can use this tool here and stuff. So I'm always looking to like take a project and help elevate it as much as I can. And so I think when I'm really kicked about it, then I take it on. Where before, getting off the TV, when like, the whole world is seeing your face constantly, so many opportunities are coming your way because
Yeah.
of that. And I think maybe back in the day, I didn't vet as much. I was just like, okay, 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 I could do this and stuff. And now I'm like, no, 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 let me find the right people that I really want to work with and help like make magic happen type of thing.
Right, right. So, like we were talking about who rules the world. So, tell us about the concept behind the song, and according to you, who you think rules the world in dance, except for you.
Uh, so many people rule the world in dance. There's so many great artists. Again, just the first name that comes to my brain is always usually what I go with because I think it's my authentic self. And my first thought was Prabhudeva, and then
Mm,
Ritik Roshan. I think to dance and do a song with them, I think I would be, and Alu Arjun as well.
right.
Um, I would be done. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going off script a little bit, off tangent. Okay, so Who Rules the World? It was so fun because it was a very tight schedule from the moment that we met to like when we wanted to release on World Dance Day. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, that's really cool, because some like very female centric anthem. It's for everybody, but I think it caters a bit more to the women, in my
yeah,
opinion. But I'm like,
yes,
it's like the Beyonce, like, she had the anthem for the West, and I'm like, this is really cool. Like, let's make the anthem for the East.
yeah,
And so, yeah, I just got some really great people involved very quickly. It all happened in like a week and a half. So I'm like so proud of everybody for like bootstrapping, just like, let's go. And I think that made it be a really passionate project because people were working on like no sleep and little resources to like pull it all together and stuff. So I think I saw a lot more of like, oh, people are a part of this because they really love art and they really want to make something happen. And it was really special because of that.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. And, before I let you go, just tell us what do you think is in store coming next for you?
In story coming next, I think more songs. I think I haven't done many songs in the last few years of all my travels and moving around. Sorry, this has gotten really sunny. And so I am really, really looking out for those really good songs. I want to do something too. I've been like around a lot of kids lately, and
Yes.
how they are dancing in front of me. I was like, oh, I don't think I have a song that's something that like the kids can like really get into. I think in the last few years it's been like, more funky like hip hop songs, and it kind of goes into a different space. So yeah, I'm just trying to play around with like different, very feminine, classical type of songs. Classical type of dancing is something I want to do more of.
That's amazing. And what about acting? Because we really miss you in acting.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, acting. I haven't said that I'm interested in it as of yet because of the time that it takes, and that would take me away from my current lifestyle right now. But I think if the right project came up, of course, I would consider
All
it.
right. Perfect. Perfect. Wishing you all
Yeah.
the best. Thank you so much for
Amazing.
doing this.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You
Thank you
too.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.